Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom, and welcome to the Big Honker podcast brought to you by Stanfield Hunting Outfitters. I'm Jeff Stanfield.
I'm Andy Shaver. Who are you texting over there?
I'm texting your mom.
She's got my youngest.
Yes, I was texting her about, just saw some pictures a minute ago of the grocery stores in Wichita Falls when the Walmarts had nothing in it. Nothing. Fruit section, produce, everything. Looks like a brand new store.
Huh?
Yep, just a second ago.
Really?
Yep, and that's what I was asking. I was texting her about that.
Because we were in there. Maybe it is a new store.
No, it's not a new store. It's one of them. It's one of them in Wichita Falls, but there's nothing. There ain't no groceries. I don't know if a trucks didn't come in or what happened. But
something's fugazi there. That's...
Well, no, someone just took a picture and said that they're at the Walmart on Briarwood or something. I don't go to fucking Walmart. So
that's fugazi to me.
But I put on Facebook, as anybody else said, and everybody else said no, that they have it. But
yeah.
I'm telling you right now that I've been saying there's going to be a food shortage coming, and it's going to come.
Because we went shopping. We didn't go to Walmart. We don't go to that place.
I don't either.
We went to a paper plastic type of place, and they had everything.
A paper plastic type of thing, like United. What's wrong with United?
Where peasants go.
Well, where do you go?
Market Street.
That's United.
No.
Who the fuck owns United? Market Street. I mean, Market Streets are owned by United.
Yeah, but there's two different ones.
That's what I meant. We go to fucking Market Street.
Yeah,
too.
you got to go to Market Street.
You fucking peasants, my ass.
Peasants go to United. You got to go to the upper scale place in Market Street.
Well, we're not all world famous like you are, Andy. So
Every fucking episode.
What do you think about this Mr. Potato Head bullshit?
Poor guy.
The Hansbrough come back now and said they're not going to cancel him.
Did they?
Yeah, tell them cancel culture people to go fuck off.
It's going to be everything.
But what's Mr. Potato Head? They also have a Miss Potato Head.
Well, she's not going to be anymore.
And I'm going to tell you what, if you put a goddamn fucking fake mustache on that son of a bitch that's the health secretary running, she could be a Mr. Potato Head.
Mm-hmm.
That's the ugliest man in America.
There was another one, and I can't remember what it was, just off the top of my head, that they won't change.
Mr. Peanut?
No.
Planters has a peanut guy.
Well, I know. He'll just be Peanut.
It's just, what? There are men and there are women. If it wasn't for a man, you wouldn't be here right now. And if it wasn't for a woman, you wouldn't be here right now. You have to have two to have a fucking kid. I don't understand what the big issue is with calling someone a mom, a lady, a she. Why is that an issue?
It's the world we live in now, Jeff.
What kind of fucking world is that bad?
I'm not saying that it is.
But, I mean, I'm asking seriously, what the fuck has happened where it's wrong to be a woman or a man? I mean, oh, you can't tell little girls that they can grow up and be a mom. Why? They got a vagina. They're born with it. They can be a mom.
Well, they're going to be a mom.
Well, some might not be.
Most are.
But they have. But yes, they are. But I don't understand why that's a problem. Who are these other percenters that we're bending over for? I want to know who's sitting at home right now and saying,
what can we go after next?
Well, that offends my ass right there.
Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah.
Gets me every time.
Mr. Potato Head. That's fucking ridiculous. You know? Miss Butterworth. Are we going to take her off now? We took Aunt Jemima off. Is Miss Butterworth next?
I hope so.
Why?
I don't like that. I don't like what she serves.
Syrup.
I don't like it.
Well, that's fine. But do you see how stupid that is?
No, I see.
It's Miss Butterworth. You know what? Fucking put a glass dick on her and call her transgender worth. I mean, is that going to make you feel better? I don't even know where all this transgender bullshit's coming from.
I want to know, like, how do these things gain steam?
I don't know.
Like, if I was pissed off, if I was genuinely pissed off about something, whatever it is, I couldn't get a fucking movement to get it canceled.
No, but I'm like you. But who is out there that is doing this? But could you imagine going to your voters? Because it's got to be a politician got to be a part of this middle deal and saying, you know what we're going to do? By God, we're going to quit calling little girls girls. They don't know what they are till they're 14 years old. And all these people fucking applauding.
Yeah.
I mean, now birth certificates, don't put male or female, let them decide. No, let's follow the science.
Yeah, they love science except for biology.
If it makes sperm, it's a boy.
Well, if it's an XY, if you got an XY chromosome, it's a boy. I mean, you can get lost in the weeds on.
No, there's no girls making sperm.
The pronouns and stuff, but the XY and the XX should be concrete. Now the funny thing is math is now racist.
How in the fuck did that ever come through it?
The idea that there is a definite right or wrong answer is inherently racist.
Well, what dumb fucking ethnicity can't figure that out?
Well,
I mean, I want to know.
2 + 2 could be 5, according to this lady.
But who the fuck says that? So what's getting to me is she's saying only white people are smart enough to figure it out. This is a slap in the face to minorities. This is it. This is like telling a little black kid, "Oh, you're good at math. Oh, you must be white then," or telling some white kid, "Oh, you suck at math. You must be black." Mm-hmm. Is that what they're saying?
I don't know.
I mean, that's fucking dumb. If I was a black parent right now with raising my kids, I'd be so pissed off about all this shit.
Speaking of black parents, did you see we got a comment from OJ on our YouTube channel?
No.
Great podcast, but tell that Jeff guy, tell that Jeff guy
funny.
Has me all wrong. I did not kill my ex-wife.
First of all, that's not the real OJ that did that, but if he did, congratulations, OJ.
It's probably not, but somebody took the time, because I was about to pull up the clip where she said 2 + 2 could be 5, and I saw that OJ Simpson. Somebody made a fucking profile of OJ Simpson and made that.
That's
comment.
actually pretty funny, though.
That is going the extra mile.
Well, someone the other day did one, and put one on the goofy fucker from Arkansas, the guide.
Yeah.
So anyways, so math.
Yeah, math is now racist.
Is it just right or wrong?
Because you can't be having a right answer is racist.
I'm going to tell everyone on here right now, and I'm completely fucking serious. If you're young and you're listening to this, like under 10 years old, first, your parents really should be checked for letting you listen to this shit. But take all the trips and shit you can now for the next 30 years, because when this group of people that are from 30 years old retire, I wouldn't get on a fucking airplane for nothing with these fucking idiots that are going to be running around this country right now. This country is going to go to shit. Can you imagine what's coming down the pipe next?
I try not to think about it.
I mean, you've got kids.
Hold on.
That's fucking stupid. I mean, where in the fuck? I'll tell you why. Joe Biden's president. This shit didn't happen when Trump was here. Math wasn't racist then. But just the stupidity, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And it's going to be till people stand up to these council culture fucking idiots. And I don't even know who these fuckers are.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't pick them up.
I mean, you made a great point, though. How can you get something worked up to where people are and now Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss is gone.
I have went to our elementary, and they have invited me to read to kids. I know that's scary for most of you people to think of, but they do. And I've read Cat in the Hat. I've read The Grinch at Christmas time to the kindergarten kids. I don't understand. I've never remember anything racist in there.
I think there are some. I don't know.
Or not racist.
Are they getting him
sexist?
Right. But it goes down to the pronouns.
He's
a he. He's a father. You can be a dad one day.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can. Again, back to that deal about the sperm. If you have sperm, you can be a dad one day. If you have sperm, you can't be a mom. There's nothing they can do to your organs to make it produce a fucking egg.
Yet.
You're right. But right now, you can't do it. You know? You have something that gets hard and shoots sperm out of it. You're a boy, going to be a man. Now, you may like other men, and that's fine. That's your deal. If that's what you want to do, is fine. But still, you produce sperm. 2 gay dudes cannot have a baby. 2 gay women cannot have a baby. And that
biologically, you could adopt.
But you're
biologically,
you're not going to have
some help.
Yeah, a lot of help. Like, you're going to have someone with sperm if you're 2 lesbians wanting to have a kid. So the thing you hate the most is ill. And what's the deal with lesbians? Why are they attracted to women that look like me?
Because
I've never understood that.
That's just what they like, Jeff.
And they ought to just like men.
Everybody's preference is a little different.
Maybe that's bad. Maybe I don't look like a man. Maybe I look like a dyke.
Maybe you look like a big dyke.
Okay. Other thing I want to talk about today. Mr. Emmy himself, the governor of New York State. Boy, he's fucked up, isn't he? Number
He's in a
3's
pickle.
come out now.
Yeah, I saw that last night.
Did
Another
you
sex of that's it. Just
Did you see what Fredo said?
uh-uh.
You know, Fredo is his little brother,
Andrew.
Chris.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris Cuomo. He said on CNN last night that he just can't talk about it. You didn't mind sucking his dick the whole damn time over this COVID shit, but now all of a sudden you can't speak about it. Well, it's because your brother's going to jail probably after he resigns.
What's he going to go to? What offense is he going to go to jail?
The nursing home deal.
What did he? What?
He covered up a lot of shit, broke a bunch of federal laws.
What law?
On covering up for financial aid and all kinds of shit they did. Put people in these nursing homes.
Oh, I know what he did, but I don't see what law he broke. Morally, he fucked up by sending these sick people into these hospitals or nursing homes where healthy people are.
They fraudulently did some things that's against the law. Now, the only reason I think he might go to jail for this is because the Democrats don't like him no more. He's a liability for them with their fucking blue shit stuff.
I just love that he wrote a book on how well he handled the crisis.
Well,
I mean,
he might need it for it's going to need it for attorney fees.
He wrote a book on how well he did in the COVID crisis.
Those people are out of touch.
He wrote a fucking book.
I do not like AOC, but I will say this much to her. She's not a hypocrite.
No. She believes every accuser.
She does, and when someone says something, she fights for them, whether she believes it or not. There's some things I've actually agreed with her on some stuff, not very many, but she does usually at least stick with her heart. Same with Bernie Sanders. He's a dumb bastard. There's nobody ever went in a room and think, you know that Bernie Sanders, he's a smart guy.
He's really got it
He's a fucking idiot. But he believes consistent. In his heart, he's very consistent. You know, just like Trump said in his speech the other day, them Democrats, they stick together.
They do.
They don't have any Mitt Romneys or little Ben Sass, as he says.
Yeah. Did
you listen to Trump?
I listened to what I could.
I thought he done very well.
He did okay. I don't know how I missed part. I thought I had my DVR set that I would be able to catch it up, but for whatever reason, something fucked up there. So I caught the middle. I don't know how much I missed. It seemed like he hit most of the topics. I think he'll be the candidate in 2024.
Oh, there ain't nobody. Could you imagine?
I think he wants to do it.
Yes. Could you imagine?
I don't think he's going to get beat.
No. If somebody wanting to run, I'm going to run against Trump. No. What the fuck would you put on You can't run against him. People like him. I mean, he's still the most popular politician in the country right now. If you took a true poll, more people like him than they do Joe Biden. Right now.
Oh, yeah.
True poll. You would find he's the most popular politician in the United States right now and the most powerful, and he is going to be a thorn in their side. That's why they keep trying to shut him up.
Yeah.
But he's going to do one of these speeches about once a month. And he's going to really, really push to get some conservative people in other branches of of government, and we need that.
That's what he said.
And that'll be a good thing.
I'm trying to find it now, Trump CPAC, like 30 million viewers. Yeah, Fox News gets huge rating boost during Trump's CPAC. No, maybe it was online. Maybe that's what it was. Tony showed me an article the other day.
I listened to it on Fox News on the drive-in the other day, and that's the first time I have listened to Fox News since about a day after the election.
Yeah, Fox averaged 5.74 million viewers.
And then I watched I listened to The Five yesterday. I haven't listened to it in a year. And Juan Williams is still the stupidest motherfucker behind Bernie Sanders in the world, I think.
What's he?
Oh,
where does he shake out in all this? He can't be for canceling Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, he didn't say anything about it really, but he still thinks that Trump's making. This is the funny thing. First, he says that Trump started in on the vote, and everybody knows there's no proof that anything voting was, which is bullshit. Then he said, and then he touted that fake wall that doesn't exist. How fucking stupid is that? There's a goddamn wall down there. Right. They just didn't completely finish it. But they worked on a wall, and the people call him out, and he's just a dumbass one, and everybody knows it.
See, what I don't like about how they're doing The Five, I've watched it a couple times since the election, but if it's something where the Democrats look dumb, they have Juan like lead it, and then he asks the other people questions, so you don't get his take on it.
Oh, I don't watch the 5 no more, and I don't like Fox no more. But I did listen to it. And then driving yesterday, I was bored, so I put it on there. So it was okay.
But yeah, Cuomo, he came out against Trump and all his scandals, and then turned out he's got scandals. It's a fucking train wreck. He had a legitimate shot. If all this doesn't come up, he could have been the Democrats' candidate in a couple years.
He'll be resigning by Friday.
Oh, he'll be resigning for sure. But, I mean, he legitimately had
a
presidential aspirations in his future.
Yes.
Had these scandals not broken. Because everybody loved him.
The Democratic Party does not want Kamala Harris as president. I honestly don't think Kamala Harris is who the deep state wanted as a vice president. I think Joe Biden, in one of his dementia stated, spoke up and said, "I'm going to have a woman of color," and then they had to pick one, and that's why I don't think that that's who they wanted.
Right.
I think they would have rather had Liz Warren.
Right.
She's a fucking idiot.
Could have been.
That's kind of my favorite word today. The University of Texas.
Getting rid of the song.
No, they're not.
They're not?
No.
Everybody's pushing them to.
Everybody there, that is about 15% of the people that go to school there, want to get rid of it.
See, and I think that's how it is with most of this other stuff. The Mr. Potato Head, the Dr. Seuss, I think it's about 10 to 15% of the population, and I think they're pulling on the heartstrings of everybody. We're marginalized. We're victims. You have to change these things for us. Problem is, we're dumb enough to fucking listen to them.
No, well, the University of Texas's people that pay the bills said bullshit.
What does it even say that they want to get rid of?
They say that that it was done. It was a minstrel show, and they had people in blackface in 1927, 38. I don't know that sang this song.
Yeah,
and they said it's racist. Now, I guess we're going to cancel out everything that happens unless it's someone that's a Democrat that was in blackface. Then they're okay. Or if they're the Prime Minister of Canada,
of course,
and does blackface, then it's okay. So what happened was a bunch of donors told the president of the University of Texas, from what I read last night, said, "Listen, I'm giving you $1 million a year. I will not be writing you a check for $1 million a year if you're going to take out Eyes of Texas." And they had a bunch of them. And I mean, it got into the up-teen millions of dollars that they were not going to be getting. One guy said, "We are raising $1 billion here, and that will not be happening if we take out the Eyes of Texas. So either get rid of those football players that have a problem playing football here, because we're not going to send you no money."
Good.
So what happens? Money talks, bullshit walks. They went up to him and said, "You know what? Your cause ain't working out. We ain't doing that shit. We're playing the Eyes of Texas."
Eyes of Texas it is.
And then I saw where Steve Sarkisian, the new football coach, said the Eyes of Texas is history for this university. It's our fight song, and we're going to play it. And I think he's married to a black lady.
Oh, look.
So, I don't. But I'm glad that happens. And
what's his name?
Steve Sarkisian.
You don't know how to spell?
Sarkasian, I think. I think his wife's black. Or his girlfriend's black, or whatever it is. He had a black chick with him when they introduced him.
What the fuck does that mean?
Well, I mean, like his wife or his girlfriend. So I'm assuming it's his wife. Just write Steve Sarkisian's wife.
Okay. I'll try to find it. Maybe it's his sister-in-law.
Why would you take your fucking sister-in-law with you?
If he doesn't have a wife.
Why would you just
go solo?
Okay. Yeah.
She does look ethnic.
She's black.
No, I don't think so. Maybe.
Let me see that. That might be his daughter. He's got daughters, and they're going to be half, so they would look kind of ethnic as you say it.
No, I think that's his wife. She's an older-looking lady.
Yeah, she's a black lady.
She's good-looking.
Yeah, I have no problem with it at all.
But I don't know if she's black.
I think she's black.
She might be like Tiger Woods, half black, half Asian.
Okay, well,
I don't know.
So you saying she has trouble doing math, or can she do math?
She can probably do math the right way.
Okay. Anyways, so he said we're going to do this. So I'm assuming it's been addressed at all levels of there.
Where did he come from? It said Pac-12 behind him.
He was an alcoholic at Pac-12.
Really?
Oh, he got fired from USC for being drunk, coming to work drunk.
Well, you can't blame him there.
But
USC's had a couple rough years.
He
was the head coach there?
Yeah, when he got sober and went to work for Alabama. He's a pretty sharp guy, they say.
He was the OC at Alabama, wasn't he?
Uh-huh. And took a bunch of Alabama coaches with him there. But the problem with him
is... So you're happy with this hire?
I don't know if I am or not. The problem is that he didn't take those 4- and 5-star recruits that are at Alabama with him.
Yeah.
See, that's what the problem is.
You got to take those with you wherever you go.
I listened to a lot of sports radio the last week and listened to something, and a guy was talking about that and said, Alabama and Clemson, they're not – it's an easy coaching job.
Right.
Because you just get who you want. They were comparing that to UConn's girls basketball. He said the number 1 and 2 guards in the country are signing with UConn, and he said the number 3 and 4 want to go to UConn, but they're not offering them a scholarship. And he said that's the same at Alabama. They just get who they want. And other than quarterbacks, Alabama's turned out every position you want for the NFL lately.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, did you see J.J. Watt is now an Arizona Cardinal?
Is he a fraud?
2 years, $31 million.
Is he a fraud?
What do you mean fraud?
J.J. Watt left the Houston Texans and asked them to be released.
And he did.
So they released him and got zero back. Now, I don't think he would have gotten maybe a 6th or 7th round draft pick for him.
Dumb business move.
But I still wouldn't have dropped him. I would have traded him for whatever I could get, bag of popcorn, whatever. And then trade him to where he wants to. He may have had a no-trade clause. I don't know. I don't think he did, though. But his answer was he wanted to release because he was tired. He knew they were going to be rebuilding, and he didn't want to be a part of a rebuilding team. He wanted to be at a chance to win a championship. Then why the fuck did you sign with Arizona?
They got a good team.
They have a good team. They're going to finish 4th in their division out of 4 teams next year, probably. Who are they going to beat?
I don't think so.
Who are they going to beat?
I think they could win the division.
Huh?
I think they could win the NFC West.
You always tell me this is your saying. Are you high? Seriously?
I think they can win the NFC West.
Why would you think that?
They got a young quarterback who's turned out to be pretty good. They've got DeAndre Hopkins, who's pretty good. Could be the best wide receiver in the league. They've got a stout defense. I think they can win the NFC West. Mark it. Fucking put it down on the board. March 2nd. I said it.
I would wager with you on this.
I'm not wagering anything with you. It's all about money with you.
Oh, I didn't say money. I said I'd wager.
I'm saying, and especially if the Seahawks get rid of Russell Wilson, I think the NFC's wide open.
Okay.
But one piece of the puzzle that I forgot about, Matthew Stafford to the Rams. They're going to be a lot better this year, I think. But I'm still going to say, when we do all the NFL bullshit in a couple months, they're going to be my pick to win it all. If
Arizona is?
No, the NFC West, not to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And definitely if the Seahawks get rid of Russell Wilson.
What if Dak Prescott goes to Seattle?
That's not going to happen.
Well, I don't think so either. But okay, we're going to break this down. We're not going to go all NFL on this. We're going to talk about this since we bring this up. Kyler Murray was 8-8 last year.
Is that what he was?
They were 8-8. The Cardinals were 8-8 last year. San Francisco is going to get back their quarterback. They're going to get back George Kittle. They're going to get back Bosa. They're going to get everybody that was fucking hurt on their team. San Francisco is a better football team than Arizona is.
6-10. What the Niners were.
With everybody,
you think Garoppolo makes that big of a difference?
What were they before he got hurt? Like 4-1.
I think teams figured out how to play him.
Well, he was out of the game. He was hurt.
Okay.
They were like 4-1 winning their thing when he got hurt. George Kittle was hurt for all that time too. Their defense was hurt all year long.
Cardinals will be in the playoffs this year. If they don't win the NFC West, they're going to be in the 10-6 range, just like the Rams were. Cardinals will be in the playoffs this year.
They got a coach that can't win.
I didn't say they were going to win in the playoffs. I said they're going to be in the playoffs.
No, there's no way. I don't think so. I don't think so. Kyler Murray done a really good job, but he cannot sit back in the pocket and throw the ball when you have to have it. Can't do it. They're not built that way. They do have one of the best wide receivers in the game, if not the best wide receiver in the game. They have Budda Baker, who's a damn good football player. They got two guys that can put pressure on the quarterback, but they are not going to be they will not win 10 games. I am not a Matthew Stafford fan. He can find a way to fuck up more things than anybody I know, but the Rams are going to be a legit Super Bowl contender with him quarterbacking, I think.
Cardinals beat the Bills.
Well, so they also got beat by Cincinnati or somebody. Or whoever they played. They didn't do very good. They got the shit beat out of them by Miami.
Miami was good.
What did they do the last 5 weeks of the season?
They lost to the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to the Niners.
Okay.
They beat the Eagles.
Uh-huh.
Won, beat the Giants. Lost to the Rams. Lost to the Patriots.
Yeah. They went 3-4 in their last 7 games or something. They're not okay. It don't matter. But anyways, I think that was a dumb move on his part. He wanted to go to a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Well, fucking Arizona ain't going.
Arizona's not it. If you're Super Bowl or bust, Arizona's not your destination.
I don't even think they make the playoffs, but I damn sure wouldn't have went to Arizona. I would have signed with Cleveland before I went to Arizona. I think Cleveland's got a chance to really improve over last year. I don't think Cleveland's going to beat Kansas City or Buffalo, but they have improved a bunch.
Right.
He had a chance to sign with Buffalo. They got a legit chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Could have signed with Green Bay, I think.
Green Bay's got a legit chance to go to the Super Bowl. Now, since we're talking football for just a second, we're going to get off this pretty fast. I think Drew Brees is doing a disservice to the New Orleans Saints.
I thought he was for sure coming back. I thought that's why they restructured his contract.
No, they did. They thought he was going to retire. They restructured the contract. He can retire, and they can still pay him dead money after he's gone and retired.
Oh, that's nice of him.
Pay money. But now he's not saying that he's going to retire for sure. New Orleans Saints.
I thought when they restructured his contract, he was coming back.
No. They restructured it thinking that he's going to retire and they could pay him that money out, defer it.
Right.
Like Bobby Bonilla gets paid $2 million a year from the Mets for 10 years, 20 years after he retires. Smart move. Well,
yeah. What
good is Drew Brees? They don't need Drew Brees.
No.
They need to move on. Drew Brees can't do it no more. And what's sad, he's a great guy and he's done a lot for the league. And he's going to stay way too long. And they need to let Jameis Winston be their quarterback or whoever they're going to get. Russell Wilson would fit in perfect at New Orleans.
You think Russell Wilson gets dealt?
I think so, because I think he wants to go somewhere else. I don't think and the fans in Seattle, I was listening to talk, and they were a lot of people from Seattle calling in, and I was surprised that people from Seattle are ready for him to go.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of them.
That shocks me,
Said that their offense is built to run the ball and play great defense, and that it's all about Russell. Let Russell cook or whatever that stuff.
Yeah, you got to let Russell cook.
Yeah, and said that it's just not working out, and that a lot of people think it's time for him to go. And if they could trade him and get 2 or 3 first-round picks, a lot of people want to see him get traded to the Raiders. They get Derek Carr back and get 2 or 3 first-round picks.
Right. And they've got a good offensive line. I saw a picture that said, why does Russell Wilson want to go to the Raiders? And, the fucking line has just stopped everybody, and he's got, the cleanest pocket. 7 defenders are coming, and Derek Carr's just in there. Just a beautiful pocket. So, evidently, they got a pretty good line there in Las Vegas. If I were the Cowboys, I'd go after Russell Wilson.
Well, that's put some pressure on Jerry Jones now, because Jerry Jones didn't need this pressure because he's already having to deal with the Dak deal. But if you got a dangle and you get a chance to get Russell Wilson or Dak Prescott, you got to go with Russell Wilson.
I would deal Dak. Well, I don't guess you can deal him.
No. They're either going to have to not franchise tag and just let him walk away. See, that's the problem. Right. Dallas will get 0 back for him. Right. The best way Dallas could do it would be to sign him to a 4-year contract, trade him to Seattle, and then trade him for. But I don't know why Dallas. Russell Wilson at the Cowboys would make Dallas better, but I don't think it makes Dallas a Super Bowl team because Dallas has a lot of holes.
Yeah,
their defense is not very good, and their offensive line has got a lot of problems.
Sure.
So I don't know what's going to happen there, but I don't think the answer is for Russell Wilson to go to the Cowboys. I think the Raiders make sense for them. The Chicago Bears is the team he put down on there, and Chicago's had some pretty shitty play by their quarterback for the last 42 years since Jim McMahon left, probably. So they would be a good fit for him, but I don't know who the receivers are.
I don't know. Allen Robinson, which I've heard rumors of him being.
He's a free agent.
Gone.
And he's really good.
I don't know. And then, Seattle might decide to hold on to him.
I don't know, but there's a lot of quarterback. Deshaun Watson, once out of Houston.
He'll stay. They're not gonna get rid of him.
I think they're gonna get rid of him. They don't need that distraction. If you can get 3 number 1s for him, trade his ass. I would. I told you that last year before in November. I would trade him. If your team's not going to be coming, you're in the NFL to win. If you can't win, trade and start over.
Right.
And it's time for him. I would trade him. I would trade him to Miami Dolphins today, right now.
He wants out of there pretty bad.
I would trade his ass.
We'll see.
All right, let's get off of football and stuff. Did you see where Adam Schiff has been to 77 trips to Epstein's Island?
No.
Yep, 77 trips, but didn't know nothing about child sex trafficking.
Pencil neck Schiff?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that. Doesn't shock me, though. Fuck, it doesn't shock me. If anybody, that list just continues to grow.
That inner circle, but nobody wants to do nothing about it.
Yeah, and then Biden got rid of that Operation Talon or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, he's covering up for it. He don't know what the hell he's doing. He don't have a clue. I mean, he absolutely.
For those of you that don't know, Operation Talon is this big
sex trafficking,
child sex trafficking ring, or that's what this.
That's why you've been seeing a lot of arrests at hotels with a bunch of kids and stuff.
Right.
And for some reason, our president decided to get rid of it. You know, no sense having something to help kids.
Anything that could help anybody, he's gotten rid of if it had Trump's name on it. Operation Talon, insulin's gone up for these people. I mean, it's madness. It really is.
It's hard to believe that in 6 weeks he's fucked up this much shit.
Well, that's what happens whenever you sign 50 executive orders.
And then today it come out that he's got a 61% approval rating. My ass.
I saw something funny. So they praised him on the job that he did here in Texas.
What did he do?
What did he do?
He brung blankets when it was 85 degrees.
I mean, his low-key approach is so refreshing to see in politics.
That's because they're grasping.
His low-key approach, like that's the bar for a president, is to be low-key?
A lot of voter remorse on the left from the people that actually voted for him.
I hope so.
There is going to be. Talk about my trip.
Oh.
What a trip.
World traveler.
Me and Mom went to northern Minnesota, and I got to go ice fishing. So Bailey asked me, he says, hey, have you ever drove on a frozen lake? Now, how many times in Texas have you drove on a frozen lake?
Never.
And I said, no. And I drove on a frozen lake, 30 to 100 foot of water.
How thick was it? 2 foot?
2 foot.
2 foot thick.
It was awesome.
Nice.
Drove on it, got to drive a snowmobile, got to the ice castle. Now, Andy, they call this the ice castle. I am now a ice fishing expert because I see now the difference between someone like Bailey that's fishing in an ice castle and that poor bastard that's sitting on a fucking bucket. Because when we were coming through North Dakota the other day, it was 10 degrees outside. The wind was blowing 30 miles an hour. And I look out on this frozen fucking lake, and there's a guy sitting there with a fucking bucket. That's all he's got. It was almost like doing math, how racist it could be. The poor bastard, he didn't have shit. I could tell. So every time we would go by a lake, I could judge the ice fishermen by the kind of huts they were in. Guys had the Cabela's tents. Other guys would have a makeshift tarp type deal. Some people would have a wooden shanty. Some people would have these big, nice ice house like I was in. This son of a bitch had 5 holes in it. Had
what
a
was
heater.
the temperature in there?
Fucking 83 degrees.
And you were wearing
I was
jacket
fucking
and ski
sweating
bibs.
like a son of a bitch when we
Why
first
didn't you
got
take
there.
some of your clothes off?
Because they turned down the heat finally.
Oh.
It was you could have cooked a Christmas ham between my ass cheeks. It was fucking hot. But got the poles in the water. They got fucking cameras that can see down in the holes. They got fish finders in there. They got refrigerator full of beer, or you can just put the beer outside if it's not frozen. It was 18 degrees outside and blowing. Like sitting in here right now.
Really?
Doing a podcast in the ice fishing deal. It was an awesome experience.
Did you catch anything?
No. We went during the middle of the day, and he told me, he said, listen, we're trying to catch lake trout. It's going to probably be in the evening or in some other fish I'd never heard of, like a eelingi or something. I don't know what it was. But anyways, he said most of that fishing is going to be done early in the morning, late in the evening, and overnight. Well, me and Mom was a trooper. We stayed there for about an hour and a half, and then we come home or left there. But it was a really cool experience, and I would like to do it. I think with the guys to go do it and hang out all night long and fish and drink beer and visit would be a lot of fun. But it was just like being on a camping deal. It was like nice, comfortable camper.
Was there a TV in there?
I don't think so, but they have them with her.
Yeah.
TV, watch football and shit in there. So then after that, I thought, fuck, I'd be one of them fucking ice fishing snobs. That's what you want to do. That was a trip right there. Pretty interesting.
Were there many people out there?
Some fucking lakes will be covered.
Were they all wearing masks, I hope?
I don't know if I didn't see nobody in mask on the water. But fucking face mask because it was fucking cold. But you'd go by a lake, and there would be sometimes there'd be 3 or 4 different deals, and some of them have 70, 80, 100 of them. But it was a whole new way of looking at it, and I still the same. I wouldn't go sit on a bucket on a frozen ice for nothing, but to sit in a deal like that was really comfortable, and it was very enjoyable. I really appreciate Bailey letting me do that, come up and experience that. Lake Superior was absolutely beautiful this time of year. It was frozen down by Duluth, and we went up north. It was open in a lot of places. Ate some cool stuff. I ate a Swedish stew. It was salmon and lake mussels and a tomato broth. It was really good. And then we went to the Black Hills of South Dakota. And I'm going to tell you, I've never been to Black Hills, and I didn't know what I was expecting the Black Hills to be like, but I was not expecting to be in the Rocky Mountains in the middle of South Dakota.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. I knew that they had some hills there, but I was thinking it was like 2,000, 3,000, like the Wichita Mountains.
Oh. It's like a full-fledged mountain.
It's 7,000, 7,500 feet mountains. Fucking snowmobiles everywhere. People riding snowmobiles up there, ice fishing up there. They had a place you can snow ski. Mount Rushmore's at almost 6,000 feet where it's at.
Oof.
There's a cold bitch up there, too.
Bad.
And it's funny, from sitting up there looking at Mount Rushmore, you can look down and you can just see the bleak open plains of South Dakota. And it was a beautiful area. When we left Cedar Rapids that morning, we went to Sturgis to eat breakfast. They had signs said summer vacation homes, Black Hills. I'm thinking, who the fuck wants to buy a damn summer vacation home in South Dakota? Gonna be hotter than fuck. Well, then I found out it was 7,000, 6,000 foot mountains.
Right.
That's just like being in Colorado or somewhere in the summertime.
Were there some rough old hides there in Sturgis?
No, when we were there, it was just normal town. It wasn't busy. They have 1 million people came to the last deal.
Is that a lot?
That's 1 million fucking people?
Well, I mean, is that like a record?
That was the biggest they've ever had, and it was like 2 years ago or something. But that would be like everybody that lives in fucking Oklahoma City going there. That's a lot of fucking motorcycles.
No, yeah, fuck yeah, it is.
The whole town's built for that month, though.
They lied to you, Jeff.
What?
739,000, 2015.
I read a deal said 1 million people. They had the biggest one
Well,
ever.
you know, they got to.
Well, how do you know that that's not lying what you're reading?
It's on the internet.
It said the biggest one ever?
2015.
Well, so that's a lot of people. I saw 1 million, they said. And that would have been the
Maybe they were counting the staff also.
the 70. I can't imagine 250,000 people of staff. I don't know where they'd stick fucking 100,000 people.
What do they do? Is it just for a day?
No, it's a month long. It just
The fuck do they do with them?
ride. They have all kinds of motorcycle deals there. It's just a big party. And I'm sure everybody in the motorcycle business is selling stuff there and has booths and shit. set up.
August 6th to the 15th this year.
So it's a week long.
Going on this year.
So it's 9 days. And let's say 750,000. That's 70,000 people a day coming in to a town the size of maybe Knox City by half, another half maybe.
So it's not a big town.
I would say Sturgis don't have 4,000 people, and I may be wrong on that, but I don't. It wasn't a very big town by any means. That's a lot of people though to be coming through. They have campsites all around. Hell, they have big. Yeah, because I kept seeing who all was going to be there.
The Billings Gazette says it also. Official Sturgis rally attendance shatters record with 739,000 visitors.
Okay.
That was in 2015, but this is the only article that I've seen. So,
all I did was see one that said they had 1 million people.
and it
coming.
might have been that's 2015. Might
Okay.
you know?
But anyways,
2019 might
but
have been
still,
different.
700,000 people is a lot of people in 10 days to come to something. To the middle of nowhere.
Right.
I mean, there's not much there. Rapid City's a good-sized town, but there's not just a lot of stuff going on there other than that.
They dropped.
We went to Deadwood. It was pretty neat. It's just that whole area is a lot of history. And let me tell you something. I never side with the Indians on everything because I think that we're in a world that you battled and you won and you lost and the conqueror won, and that's the way it goes. Mm-hmm. All over Europe, it's the same fucking way. I haven't seen the Germans have to fucking apologize to whoever they fucking took over for, and
They've got
the Prussians and whoever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just that's the way it is. But for some reason, America, we have to apologize and give shit back because of what we done to get where we are. And I've never been sympathetic to the Indians on any of that shit. And we did do them sorry. There's no doubt about it. But that was part of losing in battle. I mean, it's happened forever. And the Indians fought each other. Well, I did some history on the Black Hills. Because, they're raising hell about they say that's Indian land where the Mount Rushmore is. Well, the Lakota Indians fought the Cheyenne, and they drove the Cheyenne out of there in that area. They whipped their ass. Well, the Americans fought with the Lakotas and back and forth all the time, and then we gave them a treaty, and we said, listen, all the land west of the Missouri River is yours. No white man will settle there. That was in 1883 or something. I can't remember the date. Well, in 1894, they found gold in the Black Hills. So guess what happened then?
We're going to move y'all again.
We're going to move your ass somewhere else. Now, I don't blame them because I've been all over South Dakota.
Right.
And South Dakota really don't have much that I would want other than the Black Hills.
Right.
I mean, unless you're a corn farmer or you're farming for pheasants or something, nothing. No offense towards South Dakota. There's a lot of good people there, but it's not a place for looks. Nobody just says, you know what, I would love to live in some place that looks like South Dakota, unless you're in the Black Hills.
Right.
So I understand the natives, the Indians, whatever you want to call them, getting a little upset about that.
Yeah.
And so they moved them out when they found gold, and they haven't let them come back. But it's funny, when you're in Deadwood, everything is about Wild Bill Hickok and the gold and all that shit. You get 2 miles out of town, it's all about Indians.
Back
From
to the
then
Indians.
all the way down to where Crazy Horse is still, his monument. And that's a scam.
Why?
It's huge. They're going to make sure that Crazy Horse is the bigger monument. They're carving a whole fucking mountain for this guy.
Over what?
Over Mount Rushmore.
Oh, Crazy Horse is going to be bigger than Mount Rushmore?
Fuck yeah, it's going to be a whole fucking mountain. They're advertising it, the biggest mountain carving in the world. By far, it's going to be. So, we looked at it, and I thought, that's pretty impressive. When it gets done, it's going to be pretty interesting to see that. I'm thinking, I'll bet in my lifetime that don't happen in the next 20-something years. Mm-hmm. So I started reading some reviews and stuff on it, and one guy said, well, I was pretty disappointed. I was there 15 years ago, and they haven't done anything since and stuff. They charge you $12 a person to go through the gate.
Oh, shit.
We drove through the gate, drove 100 yards down, took 2 pictures, and turned around and left. We didn't want to go through all this shit and don't want to go walk and see. There ain't nothing to see anyways.
Just literally his face.
So the Indian
half-hour face.
Well, they got this arm now coming out where his arm's going to be, and they've got a hole drilled where it's going to looks like a passage of air where it's going to be part. But found out the Indians are not happy now because they have a contract with this family. And as long as the family's working on it, the family's making all the money right now.
Oh, right.
So they're just milking it forever.
Right.
It's going to take them 100 years to finish that son of a bitch.
Started in 1948. June 3rd, 1948. 72 years ago.
Snail's pace.
Fuck yeah. I mean, wouldn't you be if you were getting money as long as it's under construction?
The guy who started it's dead. No, they just signed this with them later. I think in 1988 or something, he started it up again.
Oh.
He finished the head, I think. I don't know the whole history on the damn thing, but anyways, it'd be pretty impressive if they'd ever finish it. But they say that there's a lot of fractures and it'll never be done right. So I don't know.
Who was Crazy Horse?
He was the Lakota leader. Now, I read some stuff on him, and I don't know how true it is. He sold the Indians out also on some stuff, but supposedly that they worship him.
Lakota war leader of the Ogallala Band in the 19th century. He took up arms against the United States federal government to fight against encroachment by white American settlers on Native American territory. He acted as a decoy at the Battle of Little Bighorn in 1876.
Did he fight at Tippecanoe or somewhere in Indiana also? I thought I read in Bill O'Reilly's book that he was helping in a battle of something, and I can't remember. We were fighting somebody, or he was helping do something. But anyways, I don't know much about him. I've got a book I'm going to read on him. I want to find out more about him. Anyways, they've got they're building this Crazy Horse deal. And they've been on it since the 40s, so it's 72 years, and they're not done.
I wouldn't be either.
Well, I don't know. The original guy, though, did something. It's his family that's got a contract now, and they're milking the system on it. Anyways, the Black Hills is something it was a really interesting place. But that's the only time I've ever been sympathetic on the Indians after we give them a place and we find gold and say, whoa, hold on now. We're going to move your ass off. You're going somewhere else.
Couldn't do it today.
No.
Like if New Mexico turns out to be prosperous, well, they've just got New Mexico now.
Okay, we're going to talk about that then. Let's talk about Oklahoma. Oklahoma has got all kinds of natural resources.
Mm-hmm.
We have people that we know that farm Indian land. Well, how come everybody else can make Oklahoma work, but the Indian can't?
I mean, are they using older methods that, weren't around? Like, are they trying to?
Well, why couldn't they get with the times like everyone else did?
I don't know.
That's what I don't understand.
I don't know if there is something that's lost in translation. I don't. They might not be going for oil.
Well, I mean, I just don't understand how you can give somebody a couple 100,000 acres and they can't seem to make it work where everybody else is busting their ass to try to achieve 100,000 acres so they can make more money. I don't understand. I understand that we stuck them off on these reservations. I got that. And I understand that it probably wasn't the best places, and if they found gold, we moved them somewhere else. But there's farmers all over South Dakota that are prosperous. Every community in South Dakota has got a wealthy farmer or two.
Right.
How did they do this when the Indian can't? That's what I don't understand. All over the United States that you have the Indian, but they got a casino and they're making money on it.
Maybe that's what all the Indians are hoping for. Get a casino.
Yeah, but they've got them though. But I just don't understand why the reservations can't make a profit doing something. There has to be something there because everybody around them has got farms and they're making money around them. And then you see places and they come, well, we're stuck on a reservation. Well, there's got to be something wrong. I don't know what it is.
I would have to.
But if you give someone a state of Oklahoma mostly at one time and they've sold off some and done something, and I don't know, I'm speaking out of my ass on a lot of this because I don't know much about it, but it just seems to me that everywhere where the reservations are, where things are bleak, people around them are thriving.
Well, I mean, there's not a whole lot of reservations around where we hunt at in Oklahoma.
Yeah, there are.
Where?
There's a lot of them. You just don't realize it's a reservation. There's lands that's set aside that are reservation lands.
I don't ever see I've been past reservations and they are pretty.
Where they have a big sign.
Pretty humble looking.
Yeah,
but I don't see that in Oklahoma.
But okay, at those though you see it, and then across the street you see a big ranch with people got cattle going everywhere and things are looking good. What's the difference?
I don't know. Maybe there's too many mouths to feed, so to say. Whereas these big ranches have.
The big ranches aren't getting subsidies from the government.
But the big ranches, I don't think have as many hands in the pot. How many generations are on? How many different families and how many different generations are on these reservations?
I don't know, but they've gotten federal help.
Like the Pioneer Woman. She doesn't have 5 or 6 families.
No, but she married a guy that's the biggest landowner in Oklahoma.
Multiple generations.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. But I'm using her as an example because they do have so much land.
Well, her dad was a doctor.
And
he could do math.
It's his family is all that it's having to support. It's not having to support 3 or 4 generations, 5 or 6 different families, or however they have it set up. I don't know how they have it set up because, I mean, like I said, I'm speaking out of school here. But I'm just thinking maybe they're trying to support too many people based off of what they have.
But you don't see any improvements on them hardly at all. And I'm sure they're giving the shit property.
Right.
But there's I just don't understand how that worked. And let me tell you about I did have some dealings with some Indians. I had to go through a COVID checkpoint. It is dark. It is snowing. It is a fucking blizzard. And there's a light up there. And there's a truck blocking the road. And I'm thinking, middle of nowhere, big light, truck blocking the road. They got cones and they got it stopped and blocked off. Make sure my gun's in the door here because I'm not going down as a victim. I'm going to come out shooting at least. Pull up. This lady comes walking up, and she goes, "Where are you going?"
Was Mom freaking out at this time?
Big time.
I would have been too.
And Mom goes, "What is going on?" And they had a sign flashing, COVID checkpoint. Mom goes, "I'm not taking no COVID test." You know, Mom, how she gets anyways.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, fuck, it's an hour and a half back to Bismarck, North Dakota is the first place we got to go back. It's going to be a long fucking next 2 days if we have to go back. I'm thinking then, you know what? Maybe that anal butt swab to see if I got COVID ain't so bad, probably. So I rolled down my window, and this lady goes, "Where are you going?"
Middle of a blizzard.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking snowing like son of a bitch. And I said, she goes, "Where are you coming from?" I'm like, I said, "Where the fuck were we at?" She goes, "Lutzen, Minnesota." I said, "Lutzen, Minnesota, bitch. Where the fuck does it matter?" She goes, "Well, this is a COVID checkpoint." I go, "Am I not still in the United States of America?"
She said no.
She goes, "Yeah, we're just doing a COVID test to make sure. What's your name?" I go, "Who's this for?" So she told me, and she goes, I told her my name. And Mom goes, "Give her your brother's phone number." So she goes, "Give her Tony's number." So I gave her my number. I didn't give her Tony's. I go, what's going on? She goes, "Well, our chairman just now decided to let people from out of state pass through the reservation. We just need to get some information for you in case." I go, "Okay." So she moved the deals back, and I said, that's it? She goes, yeah, that's all.
What
The fuck's going on? So we drove. Well, you drive to another town 15 miles away, and there's nothing fucking open. Then you go to another town 12 miles away, and there's nothing open. There's nobody moving. It's snowing like fucking North Pole. And about another 30 miles down the road, another truck. Except this guy's got a fucking gun on his hip.
Well, fuck yeah, I would be too.
I thought, oh, fuck. So I rolled down my deal. Johnny Two Feathers or something. He had a name like that. Because I asked him what his fucking name was. I go, who do you work for? He worked for the Lakota tribe. I go, what is this? He goes, what's a COVID checkpoint? He goes, where'd you come from? I said, the last checkpoint? Well, before that, I come from Bismarck. Okay? Someone had warned me before we left to don't drive through the Indian Territory. And I didn't really pay attention to it. So anyways, so I start trying to talk to him and stuff. And I said, boy, this is fucking stupid. I said, I am so sick of this shit. I said, it's only going to get worse with that stupid fucking president that got elected in there. You could tell he was a Biden voter.
He was a Biden voter.
And he didn't have much to say. And anyways, he told me, but then when we were leaving, he goes, you need to be safe going that way. It's snowing heavier that way. And he wasn't lying. So anyways, we ended up driving down a road with no reflectors. It was a miserable night. But I had to go through two checkpoints. I never heard of that in the United States. I was like, what the fuck? And I really wasn't in room to argue with him or debate.
No.
But, well, Mom, she was going to.
Mm-hmm.
Then after we got to the first one, she's like, you need to find out who that was and what they're doing and blah, 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 blah. So I said, when we got to the second one, I said, I'm going to ask this guy who he's with. Then when he told me you're at the last checkpoint, I thought, fuck this shit. I'm going. Regardless of whether you tell me I'm not, I'm going through them cones, and I'm going on down the highway.
It doesn't make any sense.
I just wanted to it's contact tracing. And when we were on the East Coast
How is it
last
contact
year,
tracing? Do they take your driver's license down and everything?
No, they're assuming you're giving them the real number. And if someone on the reservation comes up sick, they can call you and let you know so you can go get checked or whatever. It's like I didn't even get out. I was going 70 miles an hour. That's a fucking smart disease. We know that it only works after 10 o'clock at night in some places, but I guess it knows to jump in your truck as you're driving through an Indian reservation in a blizzard.
Yeah. This virus, I'm telling you what, everybody's played out with it. And what's crazy to me, because we ended up going to Fort Worth over the weekend. How many people are still just deathly afraid of it? You got two camps in this country, it seems like. You got the camp that's getting more and more people every day of just, I'm sick of this shit, let me get back to what I'm doing. And then you got the other camp of, I'm scared to death of getting COVID. And there's no middle ground anymore. It's either you're fucking done with it or you're scared to death of it. And I saw that all in Fort Worth. We went to Papado's, our favorite restaurant. Went in, and I mean, there's people there that are sitting at their table with masks on, 2 masks, 3 masks. I mean, they're scared to death of it.
Well, guess what just happened here?
What?
Governor Abbott just signed in on Wednesday. You don't have to wear a mask nowhere in Texas.
Good.
And it opened the state up 100%.
Thank God. What were we still?
I thought we were at 100% because we have been for a long time.
But what's funny is like, so my wife gets on Yelp to see where we were going to have breakfast. We stayed the night. We're going to have breakfast. In the reviews of this place, somebody just bashed this place that we went to because they didn't take COVID seriously. They had everybody, they were at full occupancy. These places, they need to social distance, and this place does not adhere to the social distancing guidelines, and they just don't take they don't take COVID seriously. Well, they're trying to make fucking money. It's what they're trying to do. And breakfast, you got to fucking flip some eggs to be profitable with the breakfast joint. So, forgive them.
Minnesota where were we? We were in Kansas City one night. We stayed in Kansas City one night, and I checked in. We stayed at the Hilton. We checked in, and I didn't have my mask on. I forgot. I didn't even think nothing of it, and walked in, and they were wearing masks. I was like, "Oh, I don't have my mask." I said, "Here's my credit card, and my driver's license." I said, "We've got 8 reservations," and I figured they need my credit card also. And Buddy goes, "Why don't you wear a mask?" I said, "Well, I'm from Texas. We don't wear a mask all the time." Well, why not? I said, "Well, because nobody's hardly sick that we know." I'm not saying it's not real, because I know it is a real deal, but 99.9% of the people get over this. I said, "I just don't think about it." So I apologize. So anyways, the kid working there had went to TCU.
Yeah.
And when she walked off, he's like, I sure miss Fort Worth. I said, yeah, I bet you do. He goes, well, shit. And then we come in and went and got the cart and our bags, and me and Michelle are going in, and I still didn't have my mask on. And she was kind of bitching about me behind my back. Well, we went and ate breakfast that morning, and where we were eating, nobody had a mask on. Mm-hmm. Then we stayed in Duluth, Minnesota the next night. And in Duluth, we ate at a really nice place downtown, a steakhouse, and they wasn't really pushing the mask deal.
Right.
But man, when we got to northern Minnesota, in the little towns where all the tourists and stuff would be at, that you would think would be pretty open-minded like they are around here, no sir. They were big on mask, and that's all they did was make sure you have it over your nose, make sure you do this, make sure you do that, don't do this, don't do that. It was a pain in the ass. I mean, everything from signing a pen and not using the pen right. I mean, they were over board with the mask thing. I saw a lady drinking, would pull her mask down and take a drink of her vodka drink, whatever she was drinking, and then put her mask back on. And I never in my life would have thought that you're sitting there talking to your spouse or whoever you're with at a table by yourself, and you're drinking and taking your mask on and picking your mask off. It's just absolutely asinine what we're doing, and I'm glad that Texas is doing away with all the masks. And I'm sure it's going to be some businesses you go into, and I'm going to tell you what, some of these businesses that are going to keep the mask and make people mask are going to find out how much business they're going to lose, I think. I don't think anybody is going to go into a place that has to wear a mask, or if they make them wear a mask after the state says you don't have to. So that was my dealings in Minnesota. Minnesota was really picky about the mask.
I just wonder, because you're right, they're going to have to, each business is going to have to make its own mind up.
Yes.
But it's going to be interesting to see how the people respond, because like I said, it's so divided right now. And you're either like me, fuck yeah, don't have to wear a mask anymore. But then you just got other people. It's going to be interesting to see. It's interesting to see how people react to this.
I saw a virologist, or listened to a virologist on the radio the other day, and he said, and this guy was not a Trump guy. This guy works for the new administration doing something, and he said that he thinks by April that the virus will about played itself out.
I hope so.
He said, now, I do think we'll see a surge in it again. And he says it's not going to be a big surge, but it'll come back up again in the fall and the winter again during flu season. We'll see a spike of it again, but nothing serious, not like a big fourth wave of it. But he said, I think by April you're going to see a lot of this play out.
What's going to be interesting is there's a lot of people that basically just shut down their lives. Older people, they got shut in. Like, what are they going to do? Are they just going to go back to like everything's safe now?
I don't know. Did you know that in Chicago that the kids just went back to school? Or maybe it wasn't even Chicago. Maybe it was. See, anyways, I listened to the governor of Ohio was talking. They were talking about schools going back. Some schools are just going back next week.
Right.
They've been out of school for a year. And I'm like, what the hell? Our kids have been to school all year long. Yeah. We had, a 10-day deal early in the year when we found kids got tested positive, and so they shut down for 10 days. And then the state redone their deals, and they found out that there was no reason to keep everybody at home.
Right.
And this guy, the governor of Ohio, said the same thing. He said, we did some case studies, and we found out that we had a 3%. If a kid had the virus, or if he was around someone that had the virus, only about 3% of the people were actually getting COVID from a kid.
Right.
And they done some studies and said it doesn't do any good to not have the kids at school. The kids aren't giving it to their teachers, and they don't give it to each other.
So this all takes effect one day. I know of people that I'm not going to name any names here, but their reply to some instances were, when people start taking COVID here seriously, I'll come back. Well, now there's no mask mandate, so it's going to be interesting to see if we start seeing some of these people in the community again.
When this first came out a year ago, we thought if you got it, you were going to die.
Yep.
Well, I had it. I'm out of shape. I need to lose a bunch of weight. I don't have any other risk that I know of other than being a fat ass. I don't have any heart disease, anything like that.
Right.
But my doctor told me, he said, Jeff, you're very blessed. He said, you could have been really bad.
A lot of healthier people. I mean, there's some healthy people
that have dropped dead from
that just
this.
drop dead from it. Now,
luckily, I can do math, and I think that's got a lot to do with it.
Well, you're racist, and that's why you can do math so
I
well.
think white people, it has not affected white people like it has people of
I think
color.
the studies show that.
Yeah, and that's not a racist deal. That's just my when the Abilene and the Wichita Falls newspapers show deals, these people pray for these people, their families been affected by. It has been Hispanic families more than anybody that I've noticed. And I'm not saying that it's only affecting them, but it has really affected that community worse than ours.
I think that they've done research on this. I do think that Mexican communities, black communities, I think that they're hit.
It hits harder than it does.
Harder. I think there's
genetics.
some genetic marker where a lot of these people have a tougher time than other groups.
Anyways, they've went through this, and it's a horrible, horrible deal if you get it, but it's showing that it's not affecting
That's what it says right here. On the CDC.gov, you can take it for what you want. There is increasing evidence that some racial and ethnic minority groups are being disproportionately affected by COVID-19.
There you go.
So, bam, science, motherfucker.
Yep.
And I don't know what it is. I don't know what genetic marker it is in some people, but some people just, a lot healthier than us, and they get put on a ventilator, and it's a sad deal.
It's a bad deal. So you've got to, but you can't live in fear of something that's 99. I was going to get the shot. I caught shit from Brandon and Andy, and then I talked to my doctor about it and stuff, and I have tested. I already had it, so I'm going to wait. If I'm going to take a shot, I'm going to wait till late summer to get one.
Right.
And see how everything goes. If I was going to do a shot, I would want to do the Johnson & Johnson shot because it's a one-shot deal. Now, they said this new strain that's coming out is not as bad as they thought either.
That's good.
But it's going to play its course.
That's all I can do.
But, man, I'm going to tell you what, our kids that are in school.
There'll be a bunch of dumb fucks.
And we don't need any problem helping these fucking dumb bastards we're raising anyways. Man.
They already have a tough time enough with math. Can you imagine missing 2 years of school? There's going to be some dumb bastards out there in the fucking workforce here in the next couple of years.
There are a ton of kids that are 16 and 17 right now that needed to be in school. Everybody needs to be in school. But they've missed a year and a half of school, basically. And that you'll never make that up.
No, socially you never will. I mean, they're done for. I saw that Wichita Falls has lost, there's 500 kids. They just don't know where they are.
Yeah, don't surprise me.
No clue.
There's no accountability at home, though. That's the problem. I'll tell you another thing I've noticed, too. Have you noticed all the high-speed chases and shootouts we've having now?
No.
Wichita Falls every day has one.
A high-speed chase?
People
got time.
People don't have respect for the law.
People got time.
They have no respect for law and order anymore, and it's going to be a problem. Change real quick. The governor of Michigan is going to be the next one's going to be in trouble like Cuomo. I saw where her public health director or somebody up there in Michigan that was in government took a big payoff and has suddenly resigned, and supposedly he's got some scratch on her ass.
String them all up.
I think so. Are you worried about us going to Michigan this summer, be able to go do stuff? Surely, by God, they'll be open by then.
Don't get me lying. If it can go wrong with me, it will. They'll lock us up.
I don't want you to fuck that trip up. I don't even want to fuck your other one up. But
I don't know. I think it'll be all right by then.
I sure hope so. All right. Well, it's been an enjoyable time coming back to the lodge. I missed being here for a week.
I bet you did.
I did. I love going, but I sure dread coming home and going to my office.
Dread it?
Oh, shit, y'all catching up that first day?
Oh.
I'll spend all day tomorrow just catching up.
Well, got to do it.
Ollie Dog was happy to see me, though.
That's so.
He was awful damn happy.
Motherfucker's probably lost 20 pounds since y'all been gone.
No, he didn't. He didn't look like he had. Looked like he gained weight.
Oh, he's a nervous eater.
He must be. That's the way I am, too. All right. Thank y'all for listening to me. We're going to have a new T-shirt out pretty soon. We'll have a giveaway coming up pretty soon. I've got some turkey dates left. If you want to shoot turkey, shoot a Rio in Texas, holler at me. And some pheasant hunt in Nebraska coming up for next fall. Anyways, 940-658-3172 or StanfieldHunting.com.
What happened? I didn't hit the button is what happened.
Nope.
Go check out our sponsors. Check out Gundog Outdoors, Stanfield Hunting Outfitters, Foul Bandits, Blind Grass, Dirty Duck Coffee, Athletic Brewing Company, Dive Bomb Industries, Boss Shot Shells, Pacific Calls, Lucky Duck, Looking Glass Duck Club. Never forget William Chris Wines and 14 Cattle Co.